Hi, this is Miss Ross, and I hope you're having a great summer. This week, we're going to be talking about rates and ratios. So, I wanted to review that for you and share a challenge with you. So, let's take a look at that. So, this week, like I said, we're going to be talking about ratios and rates. And this is a great chance to review ratios and unit rates or to learn about them for the very first time if you haven't learned about them before. And we're going to start with the basics. So what is a ratio? A ratio is a comparison of two quantities, and a quantity is an amount, isn't usually a number, by division. The ratio of 2 to 3 can be written as or said as 2 out of 3, 2 to 3, 2 and the colon 3, or we can even do it as a fraction, which we'll be working with as 2/3. So let's start by finding some ratios. So what is the ratio of clouds to suns? So we have to be very careful when we look at our wording in the question. The first term they asked us to find is clouds to suns. So they're asking for the clouds first and then the suns. I can find the ratio by counting the number of clouds and writing that as my numerator or the first number in my ratio, because clouds are listed first. I then count the number of suns and use that as my denominator or the second number in my ratio, because suns are listed second. So the ratio of clouds to suns is 12 to 8, or 12 over 8, or 12/8, because I have 12 clouds and I have 8 suns. And they ask for clouds first. Let's try one more. There are 17 men and 14 women running a race. What is the ratio of the number of female runners to the number of male runners? So let's look at the information. We have 17 men and we have 14 women. But when I look at my question, they want the ratio of the number of female runners to the number of male runners. So I have to ask myself, which did they want first in my ratio? And they listed female runners first in the question. So that is the number that I need to list first in my ratio in my answer. So if I look back, there are 14 women. So there are 14 women. My first number should be 14. There are 17 men, so my second number would be 17. So my ratio is 14 to 17. And I could write that as a fraction also, as 14 over 17, or 14/17. Now sometimes we need to find ratios in different forms, so we can compare different amounts. So to do that, we are going to make a ratio table. And I can make a ratio table by using a given ratio to create equivalent ratios. And I do this when they are set up as fractions. And you've probably done input-output tables before, so this is similar to that. So for example, say Jelly Belly jelly beans cost $5 for 12 ounces. I can create a ratio of cost to weight. So I want the cost first and then the weight. And it would look like this fraction. My cost is $5, so that is my numerator. And 12 ounces is my denominator because my ratio is cost to weight. So my denominator is 12. I can use this ratio of 5/12 or 5 to 12 to create a table. So my cost is my numerator and my weight in ounces is my denominator. And I can see that there are 5 it would cost $5 to buy 12 ounces. Now, if I wanted to double that and I wanted to get 24 ounces, I would multiply 12 times 2, and that would give me 24 ounces. But remember with fractions, if I do it to the denominator, I have to do it to the numerator. If I do it to the numerator, I have to do it to the denominator in order to keep them equivalent. So 5 times 2 is 10 because I multiplied 12 times 2, I got 24. And I need to keep them equivalent. I need to make sure my ratio stays equivalent. So I need to multiply 5 times 2, and that would give me $10. So 24 ounces of Jelly Bellies would cost $10. Now that I have a nice round number like 10, it's easy to divide. I can divide 10 by 10 and I get $1. So what if I only had $1 to spend? So I did it to the numerator, so I need to do it to my denominator. So if I have 24 ounces and I'm going to divide that by 10, I'm going to end up with 2 4/10 ounces. So if I had $1 to spend on Jelly Bellies, I would be able to get 2 4/10 ounces of Jelly Bellies. Now I can go back and use my original ratio to create other comparisons. So say I needed 36 ounces of jelly beans. To turn 12 into 36, I would multiply by 3. So 12 times 3 gives me 36. And if I did it to my denominator, I have to do it to my numerator. So 5 times 3 gives me 15. So my ratio would be 15 to 36, or 15/36. So it would cost $15 to buy 36 ounces of Jelly Bellies. So let's look back here at 24 ounces. What if I wanted to double that? What if I wanted to buy 48 ounces? So 24 times 2 would give me 48. And if I did that to my denominator, I have to do it to my numerator. So 10 times 2, because I multiplied 24 times 2 to get 48, 10 times 2 would give me 20. So $20 would buy 48 ounces of Jelly Bellies. So my ratio would be 20 to 48, or 20/48. Now if I go back and look at my original ratio of 5 to 12, or 5/12, if I wanted to turn that 12 into 60, so 12 times 5 would make 60. So if I'm buying 60 ounces of Jelly Bellies, I need to multiply my numerator by the same factor. So I would need to multiply that by 5 as well. So 5 times 5 gives me 25. So my ratio would be 25 to 60, or 25/60. So I would spend $25 on 60 ounces of Jelly Bellies. Now, if I only wanted to get 10 ounces of Jelly Bellies, I can divide that 60 by 6 to get 10 ounces. But if I do it to the denominator, I have to do it to the numerator. So 25 divided by 6 would give me 4 25/100. So 10 ounces of Jelly Bellies would cost $4.25. And if I wanted to take my my ounces of Jelly Bellies down to 1, 10 ounces divided by 10 would give me 1 ounce. And my cost, $4.25, I would divide by 10 as well, would give me 425 thousandths. So in terms of money, it would be about 42.5 cents per ounce. And this is actually a unit rate. We get a unit rate when we compare two quantities, two amounts, and we have a denominator of 1. So your challenge. I like goldfish. the cheese kind, not the pretzel kind. I think they make a great snack and go great with a sandwich at lunch. They may not be the best snack for me, but they are not the worst snack either. I want to find the best deal on these tasty snacks. While at the store, I noticed 3 different Goldfish products. We have a bag that is 6 6/10 ounces, and for the purposes of this challenge, we're going to round that to 7. So about 7 ounces. I found a 9-pack of the individually packaged Goldfish, and each one of those bags is 1 ounce. So there are 9 ounces of Goldfish in that package. And then I found the big box, the big carton, and there are 30 ounces of Goldfish in this carton. And I've created this chart of their prices to help you out. So the bag of Goldfish costs $2, and I got about 6 ounces. I apologize, I've said 7. We're going to round that to 6. I got about 6 ounces. And a box of 9 mini packs of Goldfish, each one 1 ounce, is $5. So 9 ounces cost about $5. And a big box of Goldfish is $7 for 30 ounces. So you are going to set up a ratio table to help me out because I'm planning on eating Goldfish for snacks and with lunch consistently. So I want to get a good deal. However, I don't know if I will be able to eat a big box of Goldfish before they go bad. So I'm a little worried I would be wasting money if I got the big box. But if it's a really good deal, it may turn out to be the best option, even if I do end up not eating them all before they go stale. So your job is to create a ratio table for each Goldfish product to help me determine which product to buy. You can copy the table below to help you set up your ratio table. You will make a ratio with cost to ounces, just like I did with the Jelly Bellies. And then you can compare by multiplying and dividing different amounts of Goldfish. Now you'll need to set up 3 ratio tables, for one for each Goldfish product. So you'll need to set up a ratio table for the bag of Goldfish, a ratio table for the individually packaged Goldfish, and a ratio table for the big box of Goldfish. And make sure that you end up comparing the same amount, the same weight of Goldfish as one of your options in each table. There is a number that is a multiple of all 3 of those that will make it easy to compare. So there is a common denominator for those. Let me know what you get. I need to stock up on some Goldfish crackers soon.